Good morning, children. Now we are going to discuss about the write function in our data file handling. So far we discussed the read function. That means a file exists in the memory. We can open the file and we can read what the data inside that content, inside that file content. Yes. So we have three functions. What are the functions? Read off, read line off, read lines off. These three functions which used to read the data from the file. Where read off and read line off function will read the data as a string, and read lines off, the plural form of lines off, which used to read the data as a list. Now we want to store the content into the file. How we able to store the content? For that we have a function called a write off function. Here in this Python we have two write functions. One is a write off. This the function is going to write the data as a string into the data file, where write lines of, here plural lines of function, which used to write all the string data as a list of content into the data file. We will discuss the file write off first. The syntax, we can see the syntax of the file. While using this write off, write lines off, we must use the dot operator with the file handle or file object. Here we have to use a variable that's called as a file handle or a file object, which is going to get a link with the file what we are going to open as a data file. Yes, so the file object or file handle dot write off, inside we can give a string. The string can be a character constant or a multiple data, like we can have a collection of strings with the help of plus operator also. We will see in the program example. Next, file object dot write lines off, which is used to write the list of strings, list of content that can be write into the data file. So write lines used to write the list of data, write off function used to write the string data. Is it clear? Now we will consider this write off function. See, I want to have a data file of all of our students, 15 computer children, marks as csmark.dat. I am going to create a file in the name of csmark.dat. So this the file is going to contain all of our test we wrote, no, the 10 marks test MCQ, that the file going to have the marks of that MCQ test. Yes, consider how we are going to write a program to store the file with this name of the data. What are the data? The name of a student and their mark. See the first statement of our program. Opening a file object, f dot open of. See this R, you know, we are going to use a backslash, a single slash that's not mean for escape, it's mean for a path. So or the path with we are going to specify the file name csmark.dat. So the file name, comma, the mode, W mode that specify, we are going to create a file. New file is going to be created to the name of the csmark.dat. It can be store the data, write mode. W means write mode. Okay. Now I want to store all the 15 members now. So I am going to use a loop. Instead of writing separate, I can use a loop. See, for I in range of 1 to 16, that means from 1 to 15 up to this number, no, you know about the stop value, up to this it will read. So 1 to 15. So here the first data is going to get a print, enter name and mark. This is a statement is going to display whenever we are going to enter a value. Now n is going to get a input, enter a name here. So a string of data will be read and stored into the variable called n, where m is int of input of enter mark here. So it is going to get a mark, what the mark we scored, that is that the mark will be get and stored in the variable m. This the value is going to store as a number. Yes. Now whatever the content we are going to write into this write off function is going to be a string, no, so we cannot enter this numerical value. Now how we are going to use? See, file object, that is f dot write off. The name is a string, so we can give the name. N is a name having a string value, so we can give as such, so string plus, that is with that the value what the next value going to have, plus. So the plus operator will specify what is the next content to be in the file. So after the name I am going to give one colon. So in quotation I am giving a colon. So colon will be added as the data into the file. Then plus operator. After that what we are going to give? The number mark is in a numerical form, the number format, so that we are converting into string of mark, then plus. So one line over, one name and the mark is getting over. So I want to come to the next line to store the next marker, next student marker. So I'm giving a backslash n, that refers new line character. So in a line it is going to write a name, colon, mark of string value, then backslash n, that is next line. Yes, so one line I stored. So it is going to be repeated for 15 number of students. So 15 times it is going to get the value and write into the file. Yes, once I completed the writing data into the file, I can close the file, f.close. How to remember? Whenever we open a file, after complete its process in the program, the file must be closed. So file object dot close off we have to give. Consider what will be the result of this. So after executing this above program, we can have the CS mark file in a memory. So which memory? I specified there in temporary folder, C colon temporary folder. What will be the content of the file in the memory? First name Abhirami, then colon, that is name, and then I gave colon and then mark, then backslash n, that refers what? It has to come to the next line. Then next name, colon, mark, then backslash n, come to the next line. Like we can have all the data there in the file. I hope you are able to understand. Thank you.